Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nayri, also known as Wedding Fashion Expert. This week we are talking about a subscriber requested topic on blushers. What is a blusher? What length I recommend for your blusher? And the various things to consider when it comes to picking your veil and blusher to match. Before we dive into this week's video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, drop me a comment below, let me know if there's a particular video you'd like me to create a topic on. I am here for you, guiding you along the way, leading up to your special day. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. I am so honored that you have found me. I am, of course, a wedding fashion expert, stylist, buyer, wears so many different hats here at LOVELLA Bridal, located in Los Angeles, California. For daily content, be sure to follow us on Instagram at LOVELLA Bridal, at LOVELLA Plus, and at Wedding Fashion Expert. Don't forget to hit that follow button on TikTok at LOVELLA Bridal and at Wedding Fashion Expert. This week's topic was recommended by a subscriber. Tiffany wrote in asking about blushers and what I specifically recommend in terms of dimensions of a blusher. She watched a previous video that I made based on veils, which encouraged her to go with a long veil. So I am going to pair a long veil with this beautiful Ines de Santo dress that I'm wearing. I specifically chose this Ines de Santo dress because it does have a lot of detail throughout. So I always opt to show you on my channel more detailed dresses because anything I put on a really detailed dress would go beautiful with a more simple dress, or you could even tone it down more if you wanted to with a very detailed dress. But I just try to give you this as the marker, as an example, so that you can take that and move that on into your appointments during your search. Without further ado, I'm going to put on a long veil and a blusher and walk you through my thoughts on the length and proportions of everything that I love to style my brides in. I opted for a pearl trimmed veil because you won't be able to see it in video from this far of a distance, but these little flowers have little itty bitty pearls in them, which is such a beautiful detail and level of texture throughout the dress, tying it in with the veil. This particular veil does not have a blusher attached. Some veils do. I have a previous video that I've made that I will link for you below that is on what length your veil should be. So definitely tune in for that. However, for the sake of this video, we are talking about blushers specifically. And the one thing I want to point out on a blusher is I prefer a blusher to have no trim. Oftentimes people want to mimic the trim that is on the veil to match. However, when you put this on, this is on a separate comb. You could have it attached if you wanted. This blusher, I love it for every reason because it is so seamless in terms of creating no interruption and line. This is on the longer side of a blusher. It's somewhere around 30 inches, but I don't want to throw numbers out there because based on your placement of where you put the blusher determines on how long and where it falls. Also, your height. So I'm about 5'7". The place that I have placed the blusher makes it come down a little bit below my belly button. I'm going to add a bouquet and show you my logic behind all of this. The reason why I like my blushers a little bit on the longer side is because I want it to graze over my bouquet like so. The proper place to hold your bouquet is pretend that your bouquet is so heavy that you have to rest your forearms on your hip bones. That's where you hold your bouquet and you allow the blusher to spread out accordingly like so. All in all, when it comes to blushers, you want to keep it very simple. Notice that we have, like I mentioned, no trim on the edge, along with a nice gather at the top to give you that beautiful fullness. When it comes to deciding on what length you're going to make your blusher, you need to determine where you're going to place it in your hair and just take a measuring tape and order the custom length that you see would be the best fit for you. I'm going to show you a blusher next with a seam on it and a little bit of a different length and concept. Since this is two different pieces, I want to show you what it looks like to be connected as one and to not have a gap like this. Everyone has a different type of name that they consider this veil. I've heard people call it a circle cut veil. People have called it a butterfly veil. But essentially, this is all one solid piece. Like you can see, it's a round. The reason why I've heard people say a circle cut is because it is one circle that you just sew a comb at the center of. So notice there is little to no gather at the comb. This could go any length you want. I'm just showing it short here for you now because it's just a little easier for me to demonstrate on camera. So here I've put it on, and you'll kind of notice how it has a really pretty gather all the way around. And then when you bring the blusher forward, it's really beautiful because it's all one piece and one circle, seamless look, which has a really gorgeous look to it in photos. Again, you can see how I use the bouquet to kind of spread out, but you will notice when there's no gather, there's a little bit more of a fold over the face, where when you have a little bit of gather at the comb, it stands out away from your face more. Talking about the blusher covering your face, when you walk down the aisle is when I encourage you to have the blusher forward. At the top of the aisle, when you get to the end, I recommend having this flipped back by whoever is walking you down. So during your ceremony, they are able to see your face captured in photos and you don't have the tool blocking it. This way, during your ceremony, your blusher is not covering your face. Must be measured based on the location of where you're wearing it on your head and how long you want it to go. I hope you found this video helpful. For more videos and tips like these, be sure to tune in every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will see you in next week's video.